for
You started off?
me to. We're already live. We're in here. Why
Yo,
aren't we
what's
in here
going
some
on,
quicker?
Pod-A-Holics? What's going on, squad? Happy friggin' Monday. Hope everyone had the best long weekend of your lives. And then also for all my American friends, coming up is Thanksgiving this weekend as well. Isn't that coming up? Or is that this
That's
past weekend?
that's Thursday. Next week. Thursday
Oh,
next
that's
week.
gonna be good. That's gonna be good. That's also gonna be a little stressful on the holidays because obviously with ELC and a lot of my clients being in the US, that is going to be something we're going to be talking about here this week. So just remember, the holidays is just one day. Thanksgiving is one day, right? Like it's not the worst thing in the world to eat some turkey, eat some stuffed potatoes or whatever it is y'all eat, and it's all good in the hood. If you've been doing the right things, take care of your metabolism and get the right things in place, so that way your body's utilizing the foods that you're giving it. One meal is not going to hurt you. If anything, is going to benefit you. But if you haven't been
Nah,
consistently on top of your
it's gonna
shit,
be 10 meals, Corey. Let's get it straight, Mister Corey.
there's nothing wrong
It's
with
gonna
that.
be 15 to 25 meals between Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're smashing. This is the smash season. Okay, this is the smash week. This is where we eat all the food.
But you know what? At
But
the
it
end of the day,
still doesn't. But it
There's
still
nothing
doesn't
wrong with
affect.
that.
It
There's
still
nothing
doesn't
wrong with
affect
that. There's
it.
not like
So
even for me, like even for me, like I've been drinking a little bit more than I normally am. Like I'm just kind of cutting loose a little bit, and
yeah,
like
you
not
told me
really.
the other day. You were like,
Yeah,
"I'm going out. We're gonna have some drinks." I said,
yeah. I'm not really like making it like, oh, I have to be this and this. And you know what? I'm not as jacked and shredded as I was back in the summer, but so fucking what? So fucking what? I'm still healthy. I'm still working out. I'm a little more lax with what I'm eating and maybe drinking a few extra drinks right now. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I'm actually getting started with my coach here. I'm not too sure if I want to do it in December yet, but I'm going to be getting started with my coach again because I
nice.
just want someone just to put me back on track, get me pushed in the exact way I wanted to go, and also just alleviate some stress in my life. I got so much shit going on. I need someone just to be like, Corey, go do your shit, and it'll be good.
Yeah, talk about stress. I'm going to alleviate stress with the cigar on this episode. So
Hmm?
if you guys are watching, and you guys like cigars, tell me your favorite cigar. I'm from
Oh, yo, it's
Honduras,
11.
so
It's
we're
eleven
big.
eleven. Make a wish. 11:11. Make a wish.
It's 111. Oh, where
Yeah,
you're doing
but
11:11 for you.
where I am, it is, so it's all good,
No,
bro.
but if you since today's episode is really just about like chatting it up a little bit. If you guys are on here, if you guys like cigars,
We just want to cut
great.
it up. We
To
just want to say what's up. Say what's up to the squad.
Yeah, so I'm from Honduras. So cigars are huge in Honduras. Honduras always wins best cigar of the year.
Is that true?
So
It's not Cubans.
yeah, no, no. Honduras cigars are the best cigars. They're the best tobacco. Rocky Patel headquarters is in Honduras. All the best cigars come out of Honduras. Period.
So what's the big thing with Cuban cigars then?
Because Cuba was a big deal during like the Cold War and stuff. So the imports of Cuban cigars and things like that, imports of anything Cuban, if you had your hands on that, it was like, you know,
Con-
exactly. It's just like
See,
drugs.
but again, like then that doesn't make. Oh, I got my weed pen. But
All it is is just contraband.
it's the novelty of buying a Cuban cigar. It's not even like it's a better quality. It's just the novelty of doing it.
It's a novelty thing, bro.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
again, look
Honduras
at that.
cigars
You
are better.
learn new every day.
Yeah, 100%. So let's just kind of I messaged Corey earlier today and I said, hey, can we just talk about life today and just kind
Yeah.
of like let you guys in on what's going on with us.
Because we always
Nothing
come on here, we always just
necessarily.
give value, and I just want to chill.
I kind of just wanted to chill. Um, dude, let's just kind of lay it out. Who are you talking to nowadays, man? Do you got a girlfriend or what? I don't even know.
I do. No, actually, it's
Oh shit.
yeah, actually it's
Okay.
new. I do, yeah. So started seeing it actually is kind of um I made a post on my story. I was just doing a leg press, and I had
Uh-huh.
like my Tim Hortons coffee that I always do in the morning when I was definitely
Yeah.
when I was going to the gym or like 6 in the morning for that
Okay.
little bit. And I just posted on my story just like Tim Hortons, and then just a leg press, and then I had like I think it's like 8 or 10 plates, something like that. And then she just made a comment like, "Did you leave enough plates in the gym for the rest of us?" And and that's kind of how it started. But like the funny part is that we've actually been
So
each
she hit
other's
on you
gym.
first. She hit on you first.
She shot her shot first,
She shot her
but the funny part
shot.
is that we've been talking, and then like
Yeah.
we've actually been each other's gym crush for like the past like 4 years. So like we've known about each other for like 4 years at the gym, but it's just like
But you
I'm
guys
not
have
that type
never
of guy.
talked or anything like
No,
that?
no. But then like at the time, like she was dating someone else, like for
Okay, 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 okay.
yeah, but it's just like I'm also not that type of guy that just approaches people at the gym, right? Like I know people at the
Yeah.
gym and I'll have
Me neither. I've
conversations,
never
and
been
then
a gym.
like yeah, and I'll have conversations and I'll meet people through people. Like they'll join in on a group conversation and then we just chit chat. Like I was chatting with the one dude the other day. I've talked to them probably for the past month and a bit, and we literally just learned each other's names over the weekend. Like he looked at me, he's like, honestly, dude, I don't even know your fucking name. And I'm sorry, but what's your name? And I was like, honestly, dude, I don't know your name either. But yeah, so like I don't ever like approach people and stuff. So we just never, I guess, had like one of like those linking up and connection opportunities. But also when she's at the gym, like just straight up, like straight resting bitch face. It is fucking hilarious. Just like how like just straight up like just like yo, don't fucking talk to me type of a look on her face. Mind you, but then now when we work out and shit, and like we work out, like she talks so much shit to me all the time. Like
That's like a
I
good
know,
relationship.
I know you talk shit to me, but fuck, she talks shit to me.
No, dude, that's honestly a good relationship. When
It's
you have
honestly
somebody
pretty good so
who can
far.
joke.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good so far, actually. It's good.
Cool, cool, cool.
I just not a whole heck of really change my life. I'm trying to find some more time to do like more life things because like the past little bit, like well, same as you, we've been buried in our laptops and our phones like every
Been
single
buried.
day from what time at night, and
I use
then
my kid as an excuse to do things though. That doesn't work.
well, yeah, and you got soccer and stuff too, which is nice. But like, I'm trying to get into some more stuff too. But it's kind of one of those things. It's like finding a balance, but then at the same time, it's like, how do you find a balance with the thing that where it's like you got to find balance between work and other things you like? Well, what if like your passion is working and the thing that you're doing? Because now when I look at ELC and I look at OMG, I'm like, we've just created something out of absolutely nothing, and this is like
I have a great
developed
time.
is developing so much more than we initially thought it was, and like it's been so much fun. Like our one like starting the day off, our one coach knocked off 2 6 months, and I was just like, yeah, because like it's not like the fact that they're like building their businesses and getting clients and making money. Think about it this way, like from a level like we're at B fit and C level, when we help someone like with their health, their fitness, their mindset goals, things like that, getting them into a better position, effect that on like the people that they're now having connection with. And that's like a really, really cool thing to think about is how as we people's lives, how much more ripple effect it has. But now it's like even each coach we work with is going to work with 100, 200 plus people, and think about the ripple effect that has from an even more of a macro level.
Yeah.
So
No, 100%.
it's just really, really cool. Like it's cool. And then especially just I've the biggest thing I'd say with all this right now, even though we got a lot of work to do and we're always busy doing shit, it's like there isn't any resistance to it.
No, there isn't.
I don't have
Let
any
me reel you
like
back for a second though. Let me reel you back for a second.
yeah.
Let let's not talk OMG for 2 seconds. Let's talk you. You told me like I got soccer on Sundays and stuff, right? You know I got why don't you play sports? Why don't you like you're a football player. Why don't you do like
It's not that I don't play sports right now. It's like obviously with Canada the way it is, I can't just go to
There's
the
not like
pitch. And
indoor stuff, like indoor
there
facilities.
is, but then there's leagues and all that where it's like those start at certain times. So like, it's kind of like there's
Yeah.
nothing going on there. And I played flag last year. It was a lot of fun. So I'll probably play again this year. Um, but then there's just like there's other things too. It's like
Why do you like that? Why do you like post college sports for you nowadays? Like, yes, because the athlete life, but like, why do you like? I enjoy soccer for many different reasons now as an adult than I did as like a kid. There were different reasons why I enjoyed it as a kid versus now. But like, why decide to do stuff like that? Like, why is that important to you?
you got to be a kid. You got to be a kid.
I think that's a great that's a great answer.
You got to be a
I'm
kid.
glad
And
you
I
didn't
and
say
like
I'm glad you didn't say fucking my health. No, it's like no, it's
fuck
like
no, fuck that, dude.
yeah,
At the
yeah.
end, I go to the gym. I eat healthy. Well, sorry, I don't eat healthy. I eat for what my body needs, and I take care of it to an 80% threshold majority of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes 90.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm like 75, 70. But again, it's like it's ebbs and flows with that. No, like the
Yeah.
reason why you got to play, and this goes back into when I was in university and we were talking about sports psychology and shit like that. And when you play, doesn't really have a whole lot to do. Like obviously, a lot of people play because yeah, they want to do activity and all that, and they want to do like be active. No, hey, sorry, one sec. No, go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go to your bed, honey. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Lay down. She's sick right now, so she's
Mm,
made a few and she was like kind of walking towards my room. I have the door shut, but then it's like she's just not feeling good, and I feel bad for her.
mhm.
So I'm just like, it's okay. But yeah, so going back into it, it's the reason why we need to play. It goes down to the physiology of our brain, and it goes down to the being creative and being playful and being using your imagination and things like that.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are going to keep you from just keep you from just collapsing in on yourself. It's also like when those when guys retire and they have nothing to do, why they pass away so soon, because they're not creative, they're not passionate, they're not driven. And that's the biggest thing with play. When you play, whether that's playing a sport, whether that is painting a picture, whether that is playing Lego with your kids, like I'm sure you play
Mhm.
Lego with your kids. I play Lego with my nephew. But it's those ways of just being creative, being using your imagination, because when we start becoming like inside of our teenage years, going into our 20s and stuff, we really stop using that. And as much as we all know, like your mind is like a muscle that you don't use, you're gonna lose it, which is true.
Yeah.
So if you're not using your sense of play and your creative ability and your imagination to create things out of nothing, this is now where a lot of people really struggle with a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So now we can also go into all the business stuff we talk about all the time, but I'm not going to go there today. But it's just your ability to also go out and to start enjoying things in life that you lost passion for a long time ago. And that's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest
And
thing for me too,
it
man. Like, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just say there's so many things I used to get so excited about doing where I'd like jump out of bed, be like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. And
Yeah.
it's
Now
just
it's
like
like
there's so many
gone.
times I don't.
Now it's just gone.
No, and I have friends that like will go snowboarding in the mountains every weekend and they're excited about it. And like they'll drive eat twice every weekend out to the mountains for an hour, just go snowboarding all day to freeze their fucking asses off.
Yeah.
They're excited about it, and I'm sitting there like,
Excited.
why the fuck aren't I excited about certain things like that anymore? I'm sure lots of people can agree, but that's also because, and I think this is like where my issue stems from, is from what I said before we went into this. Now I'm kind of connecting to, because I get caught up into work, and I'm passionate, I love my work, and I love doing. It's creative, it's inspiring, it's fulfilling. If you don't go outside of that, losing interest for other things around you, which starts
Yeah.
collapsing in on everything
It
else you're
starts
doing, to
collapsing in.
where now my creative ability of making my reels and my funny videos and my content and my marketing, that's going to be impacted to the point because I'm not creative and I'm not inspired to
Yeah.
make content anymore because I'm bored as fuck with
One thing you said
life.
a second ago was what happens if, like, for example, like I love um sitting here reading. We recently picked up my old mentor, obviously last week,
Mhm.
and the guys over at Scalability HTC. Well, they used to be HTC, now they're called Scalability. So for those of you wondering who mentors the mentors, Scalability um, are our mentors. We have our first call again, but I've
Right after
already
this.
been with them for some time in the past, and I love that. Like, I love watching those videos. I love sitting there, like, thinking of new ways to educate our coaches and just the people who believe in us. And
I dove into it Saturday night and I came out with so much shit. I
yeah,
haven't I haven't been able to dive into it yet again,
no.
but
So
like
but the big thing, dude, is like you can fall into a situation where you're like so caught up and having fun in work, but at the same time, work isn't always like the thing that keeps you completely healthy. Like, for example, as human beings, we can't just operate in sitting down. Like, we have other necessities, not wants. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up, is like the wants and necessities are very different. Oh, I think Corey needs to go take care of his pup. But if you guys are listening, wants and necessities are very different, because like necessities are sometimes things that we don't want to do. For example, like if we're enjoying work and we're extremely passionate, and we're always wanting to work. Again, that's a want. That's not a necessity. Our bodies need to move and things like that. And we get caught up, and sometimes we become very unhealthy, and we have an unhealthy relationship with the thing that we're like, yeah, but we love it, but we love it, but we love it. And dude, that was me when I was with NLCA. And I'm not saying NLCA was healthy for me. No, I loved it. That was the problem, is that I loved it so much.
mhm.
And then at the same time, it drove me to want to be like heavier into my business and things like that. Dude, we went to Miami 2021, June of 2021. I weighed, you know, for those of you who want to have perspective, I usually like fit Kevin, like in shape, fucking balling out of control in CrossFit lifting and all this shit, right? I usually weigh like 165, 170. Like that's my like weight. I'm not a heavy set guy. I never have been really. But I went up to like 198, 198. Not because I was like, you know, so consistent with my workouts that I got so big. No, I got big but I was like, I was at home. I was like, yeah, like, B fit this, NLCA this, like, all this other shit. And at the time, I also had a little part time with Best Buy that I loved. Fuck, I'd go
Mhm.
to Best Buy right now, bro. I don't care how much money I'd make. If they gave me a 3 hour weekend shift on a Sunday, you best goddamn believe I'd be there. I fucking
Yeah,
love that
but
job.
and I
So,
love
but
what
the
you and
but I
oh yeah,
lost I
go
lost
ahead.
my necessities. I lost my necessities, and I was working, working, working. I was having so much fun, but the necessity of my body was to move. And that, dude, that's where I fucked up. Is that like I allowed my passion in my job to overshadow my necessities that are also passions too. But fuck, you can't say that fitness for Kevin isn't passion. Like, I fucking love fitness. And it's
Yeah.
not because I'm sitting here like, oh, health, when I get to 60 years old, I'm gonna be this. No, like, I just fucking love it. Just like soccer yesterday, and I'll comment on my soccer more, just like just having fun. But here in a second. But no, dude, I forgot all about that sometimes. And then next thing you know, I wake up. It feels like I just woke up and 6 months have passed and I'm unhealthy, fitness wise, health wise, body wise, all of it. Fuck, I went and got blood work done. And the reason why I got blood work done today was because I scheduled an appointment. I scheduled an appointment with a doctor because I had a fucking like rash that wouldn't go away on my torso. And I'm like, where the fuck did this thing come from? And it was because I let myself go, and not because I'm like fat. I'm just like, I let myself go health wise. Now I'm at the doctor's back in September 2 months ago getting a checkup done, right? And he's like, why don't we just go ahead and do blood work? And my dumbass takes fucking 2 months to fucking go get the blood work done until today, right? Like,
Yeah,
so dude,
I
sometimes you
remember
just
you told me.
forget.
Yeah, but I remember you told me that this morning, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, is Camilo okay?" And you're like, "Oh no, dude, it's just me." I'm like, "Oh, okay, then fuck you, I don't care." But no, but like again, like you fell into that. I've taken some time off, and like I haven't prioritized like my like health and fitness goals as much. Like it's not like I became like a big tub of shit again, but like I'm not as lean as I usually am, which is fine. Which is actually really cool to actually say, because like coming from like the fact that I was bulimic for a lot of my 20s, and like right now I'm sitting here saying like I went from, like, you saw me in the summer like when I was in LA and shit, like dude, I was
Yeah.
diced. Like 7 step on stage diced. But then now it's like I'm like what I look like if I in the off season, which is fine. But now just going to and how I look, my value is in the way I look. Like that whole perspective has changed just based off all the life that we've gone through. And then it's funny that you say how we've like regressed in our, again, health and fitness goals in terms of priority. But look at all the other mentors that we've had, I've ever worked with. And like these are guys like, again, my one the one guy that a long time ago when I built 10 million shit, Brian, I mean, they were homies for a long time. He was a pro, like he's IBF pro, something like that. And he was sick. And then for while he was building PT Dog and stuff, let himself go to where like we would work out and stuff, and he just never really liked how he looked. And then he went and did a show again. He got diced up again. But again, like that's because during the time of that growth and that build and that getting caught in your business and everything's your business, everything's this, even though you love it and you're passionate about it, it gives you fulfillment. You wake up every morning, you're excited about every aspect about it.
A lot of the things.
Yeah, because you get so focused in on everything else. But then that's where now again, when we talk about play and we talk about things like that, that's why like for any of those that get caught in their 9 to 5 jobs and like those routines as well, this is why you stop losing enjoyment in all these other things, is because you get so tied into the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, that all the things that were exciting for you to go to, or the things that you would like wake up early in the morning because you were a kid on Christmas, like all those things are now dwindling down because your ability to be childish is being diminished. And right now it's I don't understand. Like I get the whole like don't be childish, like be mature. But then it's like, why can't you play? So like I make fucking dumb, stupid, funny videos at the gym all the time. Nothing wrong with that. I like to play. I like to play. I'm a very funny, joking guy, like Kevin. When we're just chatting or we're on our meetings, like even when we're on our support calls and stuff, like I'm always cracking fucking jokes and making fun of shit and using dumb metaphors.
Grant Cardone, right? You know Grant Cardone.
I know who he is. I don't like follow any like thing, but like
well, if you follow Grant Cardone, he'll be a good example of like playful, serious, on the road to being a billionaire. But the dude's always on his like YouTube lives. He's always like talking. He's like, man, this guy, he's about to get on the phone, blah blah, and he's probably gonna be a little bitch. Like on his live, bro, millions of views, thousands of views, and just having a fun time.
Because
and
he's
like,
just being himself. He's just being himself.
He's always having a great time. He boxes. He goes to the gym, right? He does all the right things. And I just feel like every time I talk to somebody who's just so caught up in just their work, it's always a fucking drag to talk.
It is. And like, but then here's the thing. And I want to expand. Said you were talking about Grant Cardone. I don't know what he's made his money in, but I know he's rich as fuck.
Real estate.
And he is. Oh, is real estate? Okay.
Real estate in the car business.
But yeah, so him and you, what? I really don't know any. Regardless, but all these that are successful.
Gary V.
Okay, there we go, Gary V. I skipped my mind. Anyway, so all these guys are successful, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, but it's because they're millionaires, and because they're this, and because they're that, and they have all this, so they don't have to give a shit." And it's like that's not fucking true. The amount of money in your bank account does not dictate the level of worth that you have to be fucking self. No. Okay, and everyone gets so tied up in being this image and being this thing that they have to be. Like, I have friends that became investment bankers, and then you see they just act at the bar, and they're always like, "Oh, yeah," and they just all fall into the same realm. For me, when I was a football player in university and shit, I fell into the realm of a student athlete, and that was like how I was and how I talked. Like, everyone is so thirsty to find a fucking place to belong and identity to attach that to, that they disconnect their true selves from being just who they fucking are, and will actually be magnetic to bring those type of people into lives who they will actually want to fuck with.
That was
And they
me,
don't
bro.
have to, and they
That
don't
was
have
me
to
when
be
I first
fake.
started
They don't
mine.
have to, yeah, and you don't have to be fake.
That
And
was
that's
me
also,
when I first started.
yeah,
I
and
can tell you a
that's,
whole story behind that.
yeah, but I think that's the biggest thing with just society these days. It's that everyone's like, okay, unless you're rich, famous, you have all the success, you can't just enjoy life for who you are. Because let's be honest, we're all insecure in our own way, and we don't want to show our true selves because we don't want to be vulnerable, and we don't want to show weakness because weakness is not a thing we want to show because the weak get stomped out. But again, there's a big difference between being weak and just being yourself, meaning that you can be vulnerable to the point where it's like, be vulnerable and let the people, whoever it is, let them say whatever they want, let them be there, let them not be there. Their opinions don't fucking dictate who you are to yourself. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned through like my eating disorder, through my accident, through me just going through life and just trying to find my.
So I'll give you a little bit of a story.
With the identity of being an athlete.
Yeah, like it's crazy now that we're talking.
I'll give you a little bit of a story. So I'm Honduran, for those of you who guys, or for those of you who are listening. So I'm Honduran. Honduran culture is very how can I put this? Have you've watched like Italian mob movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how sometimes when they talk on there, they're like, "How are these motherfuckers friends?" Like they're like, "What's wrong with you? You're stupid, right?" Like things like that, right? And that's very much how like Hondurans act. They're very like vocal. They're vulgar. They cuss a lot, and it's very still me of like when I switched to Spanish, like that's how I act with my family. Man, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. You don't know nothing, right? Like that's just kind of like that's how we talk, right?
How am I
Very much
funny?
like
How am I funny? You
Yeah,
said
exactly.
I was funny.
Yeah.
So how the hell am I funny?
Yeah, I know which one. You're talking about the episode where he was like, "What you mean? I'm sorry." Like,
Yeah, it was in Goodfellas. He's like, I don't know, like you're funny, like you made me laugh. He's like, what? Am I a clown to you? Am I here to amuse you? And then he's like, look at this, and he's like, oh, you're just giving me shit about you, right? Just like again, like when we're on our calls and our talks, and I'm just like, fuck you, right?
Like that. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So when I dove into the online world back in like 2018, 2019, all I saw was, and I've kind of expressed this to you a couple times, all I saw was everybody perfect. Everybody putting out the perfect message. No one was cussing. No one was doing anything. And I'm like, oh, all right, I guess this is how I got to act online. But look, that was the contradicting thing.
Me too.
That was the listen. Yeah. So that was the contradicting thing, is that I was at the gym and I was acting myself. I was a fool. I was like, you fucking crazy. You don't know shit. Right. And these are my clients. And they tell they're like, you don't know shit. You ain't even a good trick. And like, we're vibing. They're getting results. Great time. And then all of a sudden I'm online. And I think I got to act different. And this stigma of like perfect messaging, perfect copy, and all this bullshit started to really fucking fuck with me, bro. Like just all the time. I'm like changing my vibe, changing who I am. And for a time, I honestly, from 2019 to like early mid 2020s, like I had a little bit of an identity crisis, to be honest with you. And it wasn't
nothing wrong with that.
And it was like a personality thing where I was like, how should I act? How should I?
You fucking were an imposter like a motherfucker, bro.
Like a motherfucker, bro. I was like, everybody's acting this way, and dude, it like to kind of go back to the whole thing is like, we get so caught up on all these things about how people should act, and me personally, like if you guys are listening to this and you just took on a job or you just took on a business or anything like that, and you're looking at everybody else's business, that's like the worst thing to do, is to go and compare yourself to everybody fucking else.
I talked to one of our clients about this morning. Yeah, I talked to one of our clients about this morning because she's like, I gotta get on my shit. I gotta get doing this and this. I'm like, why do you feel that way? And she was saying, well, because like this is what we need to do and everyone else is doing this. I'm like, exactly, fucking stop.
Mhm.
Right now you're comparing yourself to something that people can do full time, that can do literally 75% more every day than you, because what you're playing with, because she has a full-time job, she's still
Yeah.
working her way out of it,
Yeah.
she has a quarter of the fucking time. So then
Yeah.
when I was on the call, I'm like, you need to stop doing that. And I was like, no, you're working on getting better at being consistent with producing content
Yeah.
with the time you have available. And that's the thing, because we're comparing ourselves to all these people doing all this shit. It's ridiculous. Like, and then the other side with this too, that and I was talking to my one friend about another friend of mine, and we were just chatting, like, and he didn't mean anything by this. I want to point that out. He didn't mean anything by this, but he was like, yeah, and then he blew up overnight, gained like 40,000 followers. I was like, yo, he didn't blow up overnight. He had a post that blew up and he gained 40,000 followers overnight. But he's also been grinding for the past 3 years, posting content that just been posting,
He's been
posting,
doing.
posting, posting.
He's just been building the base,
Yeah, and then it now
and now it can
popped off.
finally grow
So
up.
so
Now it can
now when I
finally
said
grow.
that to my friend, he's like, okay, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, so my friend didn't mean anything by it in one way, shape, or form. But
Yeah.
it's just these types of things that we really need to start looking at when we're trying to grow, when we're trying to build, when we're trying to do new things. You are going inside of areas where you are already uncomfortable. So don't do yourself a favor. Don't make it more uncomfortable saying you have to uphold to a certain standard that you just aren't at yet. Like, I'm not going to go do an Ironman. I can't do an Ironman.
No way. No
I
way. I'm in
wouldn't be, I
shape, but no
wouldn't
way I can do an
survive. I
Ironman.
wouldn't survive. I wouldn't make it past a quarter of the fucking run.
How long's the run? 13
I,
miles.
I don't I don't know. It's
It's
something
half a
stupid.
marathon, right? It's half a marathon, I think.
Yeah, I don't even know what a marathon is. That's how much I know
26.
about
26
running.
miles.
Nerd. Anyway, but yeah, so it's these types of things. Like, you can't compare yourself to something where you just started doing something where you've never had experience doing it, to others that are pros at it. And I think I use this metaphor where I was like, that's like you just learning how to swim, and you're comparing yourself to all these other coaches in the groups who have passed their level 12s. And then right now, even then, when you talk about comparing yourself to me, now you're also just learning how to swim, comparing yourself to the lifeguard.
Yeah.
Like you're setting yourself up mentally for failure, which you're not going to overcome, because it's one of those failures where you don't feel that you're good enough, and that means you're not going to keep trying, opposed to
I'll put this in perspective in content related.
yeah, opposed to that
Um
being that
I
goal
I,
that you want
I
to
have
be
a
the lifeguard.
I have a post. Um it's a post that I posted of me lifting. Every single day for the past 5 days I've been getting about 30 to 50 likes on it. Okay. People just keep coming back to it. Right now, it's sitting at like 368 likes for the post. Okay. I'm just talking about this one particular post. How many posts do you have, Corey, that have more than 350 likes?
A lot.
A lot. I personally never go look at your page to go compare. I can't. I can't. You have a base that's just different than mine, that is much greater in views. I can't go and sit there and be like, what is like what's going like, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get there, right? But I can't sit there and be like, how can I do the same shit that Corey's doing, right? It's just different. It's just different.
But
And
then at the
if I
same
were to
time,
always
then
compare
even but hold
myself,
on, but pause that one more. You said I go do a
it's not, yeah, you're not, I'm not you. I'm not you. It's just different. It's just different. That's all it is. It's just different. Right? In OMG, even though I don't want to talk too much about OMG today, god damn it. But in OMG, um, I try to keep track of like the trackers and things like that. And you keep track of other things, and that's okay. It's just like that's just what I enjoy. You obviously don't enjoy it. You've already told me a million fucking times you don't like it.
I don't keep track of numbers worth shit. I keep track
But
of
I
our coaches
enjoy it.
doing their shit, and I develop. I'm the creator. I know this. I'm the creator, and I can create fucking anything, and that's what I
Yeah.
enjoy. I know that's my lane. I stay in that, because tracking numbers and shit. No, that's why even with ELC, I have an administration, because I know my lane, and I stay in it.
But to bring it back, like, it's not that I don't have good consistent posts. Like, I have a lot of posts that pop off. And I can start a lot of conversations with a lot of my posts. But the thing is, if I sat there and compare myself to what you're doing and what Chad's doing and what everybody else is doing that we know, right? And like what Vanika and all the coaches and all this stuff that we're doing, right? It would be tough for me, dude, because I am that guy that not so much that I look at other people and compare. That's just has been my personality in the past, and that's something that I've always been. I control it a whole lot better, but I was afraid of because that was like how I thought of this online world thing from the beginning. And as a leader for me, my development was how can I just get clarity on how to make it work for me and understand. Like I had a conversation with Sammy this morning, and we and him and I our partners will level up, but he's majority partner. He's like the head of it. He's the face of level up. Okay. I'm just more like silent partner. And I was asking him clarity on some things. And I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like I know the ins and out of Sammy's business. I'm just partnered, right? I'm a partner. But I just like getting clarity for the most part. And I think that's what a lot of people could do to level up just kind of like their way of
But
thinking and their leadership skills is to get clarity. And then once you get clarity, you can then decide how you want to navigate. Some people just go straight into how can I be this person and
one
get no
and
clarity on how that person is actually going about the things.
yeah, exactly. And like that's what we talked about with our coaches on Sunday, and that's what I talked with the DMers here today. When we're talking, nothing wrong with asking clarity.
Mm-hmm.
With like, what do you mean by that?
Because what you're painting of your reality and the ideas that you have that's constructed from a lifelong experience of ABC that symbolizes Y, I can't
Mm-hmm.
see what you're seeing in your mind. So whenever, like, even when I'm on calls or if I'm just on a coaching call with one of the coaches or even one of my training clients with ELC, I ask clarifying questions because I want to find out what exactly it is that they see. So when someone says, I want to be healthy and get back to how I felt when I was da da da, okay, I can assume what that looks like over like being 12 and a half years being a coach. I can assume that whatever,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to ask like, okay, so when you put yourself in that position of being your best self, healthiest self, XYZ type of a self, what does that look like to you? How's that different from where we're at now?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with asking that because again, that's just getting an understanding of where they're at because, and that's what I've kind of come to the conclusion with like my, sales, I'll just call them sales calls, is for me, I don't care if I make a sale or not because that's not my purpose anymore. Like the whole idea behind like why I get on these calls now is that I want to do what's absolutely best for them. And I'm going to be honest about it. And like I even start my calls off now where I'm like, hey, listen, like I love that we're on this call. I love that we're going to talk about this, but I just got to be absolutely clear. Um, how sure yourself are you? Like, do you believe in yourself that you can accomplish this? Like, do you actually have that faith in yourself that you're gonna actually follow through with doing this for
Yeah,
you?
like I'm not here to beg you and make
No,
you
because
change
and like that's the thing. So even at the end of the day, like if I don't think someone is good a fit for my program, and I don't think that I can help them to the best of the ability that they need, I will gladly go refer them to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like my whole perspective in this now is that even if again I push them to make sales and I push and I push and I push and I push, there's still going to be that resistance there because there's going to be that vibe match that's not match linking up, and then they're not going to even want to do the program anyways because it's not even what they needed or they wanted.
Right.
So now it's going to cause even more resistance, more problems, and
Well,
that's
same
where
same
now
thing with
now
OMG. From the
yeah, and they
coaches that
dude,
I've
and
talked to.
we've had those conversations where I'm like, yo, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. And then we've learned some lessons from it. Like, and that's again, we just learn these types of lessons. So in that way, when we're navigating and guiding and helping others and helping the people in ELC or helping the people in OMG or just dude, here's the other thing too. Even like when I was just got back into the gym and I was doing content creation, like there'd be other coaches at the gym. There's other friends of mine that were creating content. They were really low in what they were doing. And I just went out of my way to help them, just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's this, here's this, here's this. And like my one friend went from like 3,000 followers to 23,000 on TikTok. Another buddy of mine, he blew up to like, he's like 50 something on TikTok now. Is the one that blew up on Instagram. But again, it's like I'm excited to see it. My one friend Jesse and Sarah, they're creating content. My one friend Jesse's videos are unreal. Like his editing is sick. Like I'll show you.
What is this thing?
It's Jay Sarah. And his videos for like how he does his informational stuff with the editing, the pop-ups, how it's so clean. And he's gonna blow up eventually with it because it's so good.
SARR.
So it's JSARRO. Jay Sarah.
I don't see him on here. Fuck.
I'll send it later. No, on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Instagram. But anyway, it's these types of things that when we stop trying to fit within these molds of what we believe that we need to be, these are going to be the times like we can actually start being ourselves and finding our voices and doing the things that are going to generate us happiness and fulfillment. And there's going to be like the very start of this call, Kev, no resistance.
Hey,
and now that yo, dude, his videos are nice. His videos are nice. We gotta talk to our video guy. I'm gonna get him to edit things like that. That's what I want him to do.
Yeah, honestly, like this would be good. Tell him to edit things like this.
Yeah, no. So we gotta set up a call with him, anyways. But anyway, so like that's the thing, and like we gotta bounce off here. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take the dog out. We got a call with Scalable here right after. But I think the message that we can leave y'all here with is at the end of the day, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn lessons. You're going to do things wrong. And you just need to keep on going and just stop comparing yourself. Yeah, and stop comparing yourself to other people that you think you need to be and start looking ahead at here. I want to leave everyone here with this. Okay. This is my one piece of homework for you. I want you to think about everything that you're doing right now. So in terms of work, your fitness, your life, people you hang out with, things that you do, everything. I want you to look at it this way. If you keep doing the exact same things that you're doing, put yourself a year, 3 years, 5 years down the road. Put yourself into the position where is it that you really, really want to be in 5 years, and set that standard where you really want to be. Write out like the type of person that needs to be that person to have that type of a life. Because one quote that stood out to me, I don't know who said it, maybe it's you, Kevin, but it's if you don't have the business that you want right now, or you don't have the life that you want right now, are you doing the steps to actually live that life that you want, or something along those lines? So again, if you want a life that's certain this, but you're looking at the life that you're doing now and you follow the same steps, are those steps going to lead you to that level in the 3 to 5 year mark you want? Or is it going to lead you to a level where let's say if you keep going down this path, what is the absolute worst case scenario of ending up down this path? So if you're just like, oh, I'm working at the bar, doing bartending, I'm going out drinking a lot, I'm partying a lot more, but like I'm only doing this for a little bit, or like you keep saying that, but maybe you're caught in the same shit. Again, this could be, I mean, that's just an example. I'm not saying that. You could be a banker doing the same thing, and you're working the next 5 years, you're still in the same position, punching numbers. Whatever the case is, where is it that you really want to be in the next 5 years? And if you keep following down the steps you're following now, are you going to hit that level, or what is the worst case scenario of the path that you're on, and where is it going to lead you to? Because if that's not a place you want to go, or that's not a place you want to be at the end of your deathbed looking, I'm happy I lived that life, and you want to look back and say, I wish I could have done things differently, look at what you need to change now. So in the next 3 to 5 years, you can now hit that level and not follow down this path. Because maybe if you're following down this path, you're like, that's a really bad case scenario. I don't want to be there. Maybe it's time to make a change.
100%. 100%. Cool. Go play some sports.
Go be a kid.
Go be a kid.
Be childish.
Date people. Do some stupid shit. You know,
go make a dumb video in the gym or something like that. Tag me in it. Let me share it on my story.
I thought you were about to say go make a dumb decision, and I agree with that one too.
make
Yeah. Make a dumb, educated decision. It's like know that it's dumb, but know the repercussion that comes with it, so that way you're prepared. Man.
Maybe pick
Cool.
something that the repercussion is something that's like fucking up
Fuck
your
it, go
life.
break your knee. Go break your ankles. It is what it is.
I want zero part of that. I'm gonna sign
That's what
that
Corey's
non-disclosure
saying.
right
Go
there.
break your
No,
leg.
no, do not quote me on that. Retract that fucking statement. I object.
I'm putting that on my story later. Corey on the podcast today said, "Go break your leg." Like,
You know, you just why don't you just go get another blood test?
Oh man, Pod-A-Holics. We were just talking today. Nothing too crazy. Unfortunately, we have run out of time because we got other shit to do. Okay. But much love. Episode 28. We're gonna continue going until this shit hits episode 400. Okay.
And more.
And more. Okay, more. I mean, we're catching up, Joe Rogan. But anyways, much love, y'all. See y'all later.